When flesh meets machine, the result is neither Terminator nor Xenomorph. It's something far worse. The battlefield will never be the same. Smoke and fire rolled across the battlefield like a living storm. The night sky glowed orange from burning wreckage, the silhouettes of shattered hunter-killer tanks dotting the horizon like the corpses of metal giants. Resistance fighters scrambled through the ruins, their boots crunching glass and ash, their pulse rifles clutched tight. The war against Skynet had been raging for years, but tonight felt different. Something new was stalking the wasteland. Private Mara Sanchez darted behind the rusting hull of a downed HK, chest heaving. She glanced at the half-melted endoskeleton lying nearby, its red eyes still faintly glowing, like dying coals. She raised her rifle and fired a short burst, shattering its skull. Dead metal. Good. She was about to move when she heard it. An eerie wet hiss. She froze. Out of the shadows, something small and fast darted across the rubble, its long tail whipping behind it. At first, she thought it was a dog or maybe a rat. But then it leapt, its long legs flexing with sickening grace. The shape vanished into the burning husk of another Terminator. Sanchez cursed under her breath and switched her comm on. "Command, this is Mara. I've got movement. Not metal. Not human. Something's out here." Static answered her, followed by a clipped voice. "Hold position. Reinforcements inbound. Do not engage." She didn't need to be told twice. Inside the ruined building just ahead, a damaged T-800 lay on its back. Its left leg was missing, its chassis torn open, revealing leaking hydraulic fluid. Its glowing red eyes flickered weakly as it attempted to crawl. The creature, no, the thing, slithered closer, hugging the debris as if it were hunting. The T-800 turned its head, scanning. Its targeting systems were slow, impaired, but it still processed threat signatures. It raised its arm, servomotors whining, but the creature was already in motion. It leapt, long bony fingers outstretched, and latched onto the machine's half-exposed skull. The impact knocked the endoskeleton back against the wall with a sharp clang. Normally, a facehugger would be thwarted by metal. There was no flesh to infect, no lungs to force eggs into. But this T-800 had been in a refinery explosion. Its living tissue covering was half burned away but still partially alive, blood mixing with synthetic oil. The facehugger's tail coiled tight around the metal neck, its proboscis forcing itself through charred flesh and into what remained of the organic esophagus. The machine twitched violently, its systems detecting foreign intrusion. Protocols triggered automatic shutdown, but the facehugger held fast, its grip impossibly strong. Synthetic fluid mixed with alien enzymes. Something inside the machine was changing. Hours later, the resistance arrived at the scene. The T-800 was gone. At first, Command thought scavengers had stripped it, but then reports began trickling in, sightings of something moving too fast for a Terminator, too deliberate for a wild animal. Resistance patrols began vanishing. Their screams over the comm were brief, cut short by sounds of metal scraping and wet tearing. On the 12th night, they found what was left of one of their own. His body had been torn open, ribcage pried apart, but there were strange, deliberate markings around the wound, like someone had tried to study his anatomy. Worse, nearby in the dirt were inhuman tracks. Clawed feet, but heavier than any xenomorph. Then came the first full sighting. Lieutenant Harris was leading a patrol near the ruins when something dropped from above, landing with a metallic clang. It stood half in shadow, its body tall and humanoid but wrong in all the ways that mattered. It had the skeletal frame of a Terminator, but its limbs were jointed like a predator, more insectal than machine. Black chitinous plating covered
portions of its endoskeleton, glistening wet. Its head was elongated, its eyeless dome reflecting firelight, But behind the black shell glowed two pinpricks of red light, the machine's targeting optics. Harris opened fire. The creature moved with impossible speed, closing the distance in seconds. Bullets sparked off its armor and tore through the gaps, but it kept coming. Its tail lashed out, impaling one soldier through the chest and hurling him aside like a rag doll. Its clawed hands tore Harris's rifle in two before plunging into his skull. The survivors fled, reporting what they had seen. Skynet received the same reports. Its drones began sweeping the area, scanning for the missing endoskeleton. When they found it or what it had become, even the machines hesitated. The hybrid did not attack immediately. It simply stood there towering, its head cocked at an unsettling angle. When the drones approached, it sprang. With inhuman precision, it ripped one hunter-killer to pieces, its claws severing servos and wiring in seconds. The others retreated. Skynet adapted quickly. It classified the creature as a rogue asset. Orders were given to terminate it on sight. But when the first strike team arrived, the hybrid was no longer alone. Eggs. In the shadows of the battlefield ruins, black, glistening eggs had begun to grow. Some were attached directly to dead endoskeletons. Their carapaces fused to the metal like biomechanical growths. The hybrid had been building a nest. Skynet sent in flamethrower units. The hybrid came for them before they got close enough to burn the eggs. It used the environment like a hunter, ambushing from above, impaling units one by one, even ripping heavy weapons from their mounts and turning them on their former masters. The battlefield became a slaughterhouse. Mara Sanchez watched from a distance, hidden behind rubble, as the creature tore through the metal army. Her breath came fast, fear clawing at her throat. But something about the hybrid's movements disturbed her even more. It wasn't killing randomly. It was choosing. The creature ignored some machines entirely, merely disabling them, while others it dragged back to the nest. Soon, reports indicated more hybrids were appearing. Not as large, not as perfect as the first, but still lethal. They were using captured endoskeletons as hosts, incubators for more of their kind. The war changed overnight. Resistance fighters no longer just fought Skynet. They had to contend with this new threat that hunted them both. At first, there was grim satisfaction in watching Skynet lose entire units to the hybrid swarm. But that feeling quickly died as the hybrids spread beyond the ruins, attacking human settlements. Skynet began experimenting with new weapons, sonic disruptors, plasma mines, anything that could kill a xenomorph. But the hybrid was different. Its mechanical parts made it resistant to acid blood. Its systems adapted to EMP blasts. It was learning. One night, Mara's unit was pinned down by a Skynet ambush. Plasma fire cut the air around them, the ground erupting in molten glass. Just when she thought they were finished, something dropped into the middle of the machine squad. The hybrid. It ripped through the endoskeletons with terrifying efficiency, its tail lashing, its claws crushing metal skulls. When it was over, the battlefield was silent. Mara found herself staring at it as it turned toward her. For a long moment it didn't move. Then it did something strange. It tilted its head, as though analyzing her, before vanishing into the night. From that moment, Mara became obsessed. She started following the hybrid's movements, tracking its attacks, studying its patterns. She came to believe it wasn't just a monster. It was planning something. And if she was right, the world was heading toward a war neither side could win. Because the hybrid wasn't just killing. It was building an army. And soon, nothing would be left but them.